Hello, everyone. I'm here with Varun, our LTG, which is our Lieutenant Governor for JSA today. Really nice to meet you. So, first, what got you into JSA?
What kind of got me into JSA was honestly, actually now I think back, I think it was my little orientation kind of kickoff thing before my freshman year of high school. This is all before COVID. So Bel Air High School invited us to come and kind of see what the clubs are, so we can get into some clubs in our freshman year. And one of the clubs that stood out to me was JSA because they had like this. I mean, first of all, they gave me Oreos, which was really nice. And they had this nice tri-board, and it was all about politics. I was already into like debate and kind of political issues in general. So that was what kind of got me into it. And I knew some people in it already. So I kind of started there. And then COVID hit right in freshman year. But I kind of committed myself to kind of go to the meetings, participate in debates. I think that was the first presidential debate at the time. So I went to a lot of the national JSA watch events, and that's kind of how I got into it. And from there, I just kind of built my way up, attending more events, getting more involved in it. That's kind of how I started. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, if any club offers me Oreos, I think I'm going to join,
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So, what do you think JSA does well in helping youth advocate for their own political voice?
I think what JSA does well is it's able to create a safe space for a lot of things. I think in other like ways of you trying to express their political views, there's often this culture of toxicity. I think people feel very unsafe to share their opinions or share what they really believe. And I think also scared from doing their research and getting educated in the first place. Because the prerequisite to making a political choice or making a political view or having a political ideology is getting educated, right? Because everyone has their own different backgrounds. And I don't think there's like necessarily like one like better or good political ideology. It's just, we all have our own political views. So I think what JSA does well is that it's able to give that kind of level ground for people to really express their views and feel confident and just kind of free. And I think having your friends around you and gives that space of like comfortability, so that way you're able to express your opinions without fear of being perceived in the wrong way.
Yeah, I think in the end of the day, even though we have all different political viewpoints, we can still be able to come together and have a nice and civil discussion and debates. And I think that is something that JSA does really well. So what is one thing that you love about JSA, and what's like your favorite thing about it is?
Well, I think my favorite thing has to be, I gotta think about this for a second. I gotta say, I know it's a lot. I mean, I think personally my favorite experience, because it was very early on in my JSA experience, was my WinterCon in freshman year. It was very specific, but the reason why was because it was with three different states. So it was Texas. At the time, it was Middle Atlantic and the Pacific Northwest. And that was my first experience being able to talk to a bunch of other kids from across the country and debate about issues. And I really participated. Maybe I participated a little too much, but like I was able to I abused all the motions as much as I could. But it was honestly worth it because like I was able to win the best speaker award, and at the time that felt like the biggest thing in my life because when you're during COVID, when you're at home, like that was getting accomplishments was like it was just fun. So even though like I don't think everyone should be motivated just to do it just because they want to get awards, JSA gives the nice opportunity of motivating people for awards, but it's also allowed people just to just speak their mind. And that's what WinterCon really did well because it's a very debate-oriented event. And being able to see all these different perspectives and I don't know. I think I got a lot of confidence from that for sure.
Yeah. So who or what inspired you to run for Texas Lieutenant Governor?
Ooh, who inspired me?
Who or what?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, part of it was, I mean, I knew generally I wanted to get involved.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, every convention, like, I kind of looked up to all the big three because they were like, I don't know, I just thought they were like the coolest people in the world. But on top of that, specifically, I think Mitsuki like really inspired me. I mean, she's from my school, so I kind of asked her a lot of questions, and she enjoyed her experience within being a lieutenant governor, and she's still an inspiration to me today. So, for sure, like I think she's done a lot for me, and I think that's what kind of got me into like, I want to run for this, and I feel like I can do a good job. So,
and for the people who don't know, what do you usually do as lieutenant governor?
So, lieutenant governor is mostly like it's primarily an advisory role to the governor because we are an administrative position. So it's mostly doing a lot of meetings with senior staff, the governors, meeting with directors of your cabinet. That's the primary portion of it. And then once after WinterCon hits, you have all your election duties. So that means creating the handbook, creating the rules, monitoring people's campaigns, making sure people are running fair elections and campaigns. And you also hold the candidate forum. So ask candidates about their questions, publicize this. So yeah, it's just kind of overseeing a lot of the elections. That's for the most part, it's like the most specific duty for the LCG, but for the most part, it's like administrative duties, helping out, running the conventions, helping the governor out. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just kind of like Tez's little secretary. So,
And I know a lot of people are saying that it's important to have more young people participate in politics. And why do you think that's important?
oh, 100%. The reason why young people are necessary in politics is because we control so much of spending, like political power just in general. Like we're able to control a lot of voting patterns. And three, like I mean, it's a very cliche statement, but we are the future. So that means like if if our politicians need to make policies about things in the future, whether it's environment or just this domestic security stuff like that, it's really concerning us because it means that we're the ones who will be facing with this stuff in the future. So I think that's probably the primary position why youth people need to be involved because youth people also, I mean, stereotypically, like people think that we like to complain, like, oh, we like to talk a lot. And I think we should just use that to our advantage. Like if we like to talk a lot, let's talk about something that actually matters to us,
Yeah.
and something that can really benefit us. And I think it's the best thing we can make use of it.
And I think one thing that's really big is social media. And I think that especially younger people or like Gen Z, we use social media every day, but also social media is a great tool for advocacy and also share your ideas and political thoughts. And I think, social media is just a great way to share that to the world, and I think that young people, if we use that as a platform, it can just create a great way for more young people getting into politics.
Yeah.
Is there any plans to pursue your political journey at UT Austin when you get into college?
Yeah. I mean, one of the primary reasons I wanted to go to UT was one that it was in Austin. I love Austin as not just like having a vibrant culture there, and just like its natural beauty, but also the fact that the Texas legislature's right there. So I knew like, I've been born and raised in Houston, so being Texas was like the number one thing for me. So I want to really give back to that community and feel like I can do that by influencing policies, on the Texas level, but also because UT has a great reach to, the federal politics. So if I want to go to DC or New York or something like that, I think it's a great opportunity. So I think, yeah, I definitely look forward to either. I mean, I'm not exactly sure if I want to do student government at UT, but I know that I want to do something in the political arena, whether that's in the federal scale, doing internships or something like that. I just want to get something involved and dip my feet in as many things as I can, explore what opportunities there are out for me. Not just like the traditional form of like political science, but whether that means environmental politics or, sociology, or there's so many different realms within politics that it's just I just really want to explore as much as I can.
I wish the best.
Yeah.
So to finally wrap this all up, what are some advice you would give to someone completely new to JSA and wants to start their own political journey?
Yeah, I would say the number one thing is just speak. Like, it sounds very simple, but like when people ask you a question or you're in a debate, and the number one thing is getting over that learning curve, and it's just talking. When you can talk to people, get to know what their ideas are about, or whether you want to give your own speech. That's the number one thing. Because when you break past that initial confidence barrier, that's how you're able to, really contribute what you want to do, right? You can find out, am I good at this? Am I not good at this? What I want to learn more about. And like you really identify a lot of things within yourself. I think, especially in my senior year, I've noticed that I've kind of neglected a lot of my own, like really like looking into myself and seeing like how my own personal journey looks like. So that personal discovery is like all about you just talking, interacting with people. Because the worst thing that someone could say is no. Ask them a question. The worst thing they could say is, "Oh, I don't want to talk about that." That's okay. So I think as long as we're respectful and we're able to really understand each other's perspectives and stuff like that, that's honestly the initial goal. Because from there, like the sky, after you break that barrier, the sky is the barrier. Like, the sky is whatever. I forgot the statement. It's like,
Sky's the limit.
the sky's the limit.
Yep.
Yeah, the sky's the limit. So, we can talk about people across the country, across the nation, across the globe potentially. That's how you really just break barriers, is by just having conversations.
Yeah.
Because as when we hit that point when people are way too divided or people don't feel that they're comfortable exchanging thoughts with each other, that's when you start seeing our political systems really start to crumble. That's when you see our policies and our communities really start to crumble, become very segregated because of that. And when we start talking to each other more and just opening up, I mean, that's just the number one goal.
Hey, thank you so much, and thank you for your time.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.